People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This one is called Squash is Hoping. Squash is praying like nobody else that he is extradited back to Jamaica to face those alleged 8 murder charges, or the opposition, whichever of them gets to him first. He would rather to face the justice system in a Jamaica and 8 murders and the opposition possibly taking him out. He knows he stand a better chance as opposed to facing the feds or the state or the predicament that he is presently in. Now, people, I have heard a whole bunch of stories, but I am here to confirm that the feds, the state, ICE, immigration, border patrol, the whole network of law enforcement in the United States of America knows everything about Squash. They even know some stuff that he might have forgotten, or some of us as bloggers have heard or have seen or have read about. They know the intricate details of when G-City, Squash and them started to get spooked and decided that, listen, Jamaica is not the place for me. If the opposition don't take us out, the Popo definitely will. They know through intelligence from Jamaica Popo the time in which the cookies start to crumble and the empire that is G6 Squash start to fall. They know about the incident in Rose Heights in which J-Man's girlfriend Tony and Two-Fly lost her life in that triple. They know that it is because of some sorts of conflict with G-City and Bad Breed crew, which is Ramos and them. They've even heard about the producer name being called up in it. He was locked up. He is one of the suspects allegedly. However, they are not too much following up on that. Them leave that to Jamaica and the law enforcement there. They know from the point in which FREDMAN and J-Man reach Florida, whichever way them reach, whether I through the Bahamas, whether I through Mexico, them not really care. The fact that they were there and they were laying low. They know the fact that Squash then meet up with them. Squash was doing all sorts of music, profiling, popping champagne at the club in a Miami in a South Beach. He was diversifying his portfolio, selling all sorts of coca, all sorts of weed. He then recruited FREDMAN and J-Man to be a part of his enforcement team. Based on the information which they also know, is that there was some sort of drugs deal that went bad. That was when Muscleman and Fordman was implicating, based on information intelligence gathering. Squash start to say, and them set them up and make the drugs deal went bad. That is when Squash decided, listen, we are going to give some sort of reprisal for their action. Based on the information, it is said that after that drugs deal went wrong, Squash was very upset. He had spoken to J-Man. They plotted, they planned something. However, all of them were friends, especially J-Man, Ford Lord, and Muscleman. They were friends. So I don't know if J-Man was 100% down with the plot to take out both of them. However, it seems as if Squash was feeling that, listen, there is not 100% proof loyalty. It seems as if J-Man might have been switching. People, the information is very conflicting as it pertains to that. Based on information which is also conflicting, it is said that J-Man probably was not hit by either Ford Lord or Muscleman. It might have also been friendly FIRE coming from Squash and his group of hitmen that were said to have been in some sorts of vehicle, laying in the cut and pretty much sprayed up everybody. J-Man was hit, managed to carry himself to the hospital down the road. Based on the surveillance cameras at the scene at this place called Blueberry Hill apartment complex that is on Oakland Park Boulevard and 56th Avenue, close to the Oakland Park Flea Market, if anybody knows that area in a Fort Lauderdale. It is said that when J-Man went to the hospital, that was when the po kind of traced everything, tracked everything through the surveillance cameras, got the name, went on Instagram and saw him in the same outfit on Instagram posing as the same outfit that was seen in the video at the crime scene at Blueberry Hill. He did not find his thrills. That was when the po pieced together everything, and them I say, okay, so therefore the rift between Ramos, between Bad Breed, between Squash, between 6, between Ford Lord, between Muscleman. This is a tangled web of all sorts of criminality. We are going to try to unravel everything, and people, yes, they did, in intricate details. Now, there's a saying that is appropriate for this situation. He that exalted himself, and the higher that the monkey climbs, is the more that he is exposed. They have exposed themselves, meaning 6, Squash and all of the crew. There's been several videos circulating all over social media with them at the club in all sorts of rental vehicle, posing with all sorts of tool, all sorts of rifle. And remember, these are not US citizens or even green card holder in America. So while they were there clout chasing and stunting on the enemy, posing off on people that they don't like and people that definitely don't like them, they were getting the attention of people that even like them even less. The United States of America don't like criminals. They don't facilitate criminals. The place is not a safe haven for criminals, so therefore when you are exposing yourself, showing off your ASS, they were taking notice. They were monitoring the social media handles, meaning Facebook, Twitter, whichever one that they were using, and they were plotting and they were scheming. They knew about these people, however, they were waiting for the best time. Timing is everything as it pertains to the feds and the United States of America government. Them not play. These people are not like the government of Jamaica. They work very efficiently. They have an abundance of funds, meaning that they will spend $1 billion to recover $1,000. It is not about the money, it is about the principle. It is about sending a message clear out there that, listen, criminals won't be tolerated. My point is this: all the stunting that you saw Squash doing, G6 doing, all the money that you see they claim as if they had, they were putting themselves into deeper and deeper trouble. The music was not selling like it once did. They were not making any sorts of money from the music like you and I thought. So therefore Squash had to diversify his portfolio. He started to dibble and dabble in the hustle game to supplement the music. Supplements is lifestyle. Supplement is video. What he did not realize, Miami, full of 2-foot puss, full of 2-foot hyena, full of tecker. So therefore he would quickly learn when he lost some money in a DRUGS deal that went bad. Don't know if Muscleman or Ford Lord was the person that recommended the buyer. However, something get tech, something get missing, and that is where the blame game came in. That is where Ford Lord and Muscleman lost their life. That is when we start to see some sorts of split, some sorts of rift between Squash and J-Man, because it seems as if Squash felt as if J-Man was starting to be some sorts of boaty. He did not realize that, listen, your loyalty can only lie one place. You cannot be any sorts of friend with the enemy. Any friend of the enemy is also an enemy. So therefore, the enemy will always have to die. So the moral of the story is this. Everything that you and I have been seeing on social media, that is true. The feds were fully aware of it. They were putting together in the lab an intricate case, an airtight case. So therefore, they gave Squash, they gave J-Man, they gave FREDMAN a rope for pretty much HENG themselves. They waited for the opportune time when the time was right, and they went for Squash while he was at the barber shop, in which they already know which barber shop him go to. Them know say him a cha-cha boy, so therefore every weekend him have to go and get shave up and clean up for South Beach in the weekend. Party and bullshit. However, the feds, the state, they do not party and they do not bullshit. It is all about work. It is all about keeping the bad boys off the street. They went for Squash at the barber shop. He was in the barber shop in the chair when the people rush in. The jump out boy jump out. They knew exactly the time and the moment that he pulled up. They knew the car that he was in. They knew that two other persons were also in the vehicle. So therefore, when them pull up and run in at the barber shop, running upon the vehicle, nobody could move. Nobody got hurt. It was easy as 1, 2, 3. Welcome to America. Welcome to the jump out boys. They were spooked. They were shook. And people, this is what you call the beginning of the end of Squash. G6. Don't say that there won't be any other persons that call themselves G6. However, as it pertains to Squash, J-Man, FREDMAN, and the top hierarchy people, this is the end. They will not get out of the grasp of the United States law enforcement. Jamaica and America, they are talking. Jamaica knows, say, listen, you deal with it. You have the manpower. You have them pretty much in your grasp. They will not get out. They will not go through any sorts of cracking at the ground. Them couldn't run to the highest mountain or under the depths of the abyss of the lowest sea. It is seal, sign and seal. The seal of America. Them learned the hard way. For all of you knuckleheads out there that have aspirations and are inspired by these gangsters, it only ends up one way or two way. Is either you end up in the big yard or you end up in the graveyard. By the hook or the crook, the long arms of the law. There's a song in America that is very popular. I fought the law and the law won. The law always wins. So that is why I said, Mr. Squash, G6, G-City, they are caught between a rock and a harder place. There is no getting out of this one. This one is almost done and dusted. He might try, however, too late is the call. He is DEAD man walking, or DEAD to freedom, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing or subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.